Hey everybody, it's Sunday evening and I thought I would go ahead and do a weather video blog a day early because I don't think there's really a lot to talk about this week, at least not compared to the last couple of weeks. So let's get into a couple of things here. First of all, something that I think is super awesome is that it's 7:30 p.m. and you can still see what's going on out here. The daylight is still with us. So thankfully we're on daylight saving time now, which is my favorite 9 months out of the year. And you can see the clouds that moved in this afternoon. We had a nice sunny day going there for a while, and then all of a sudden the clouds started moving in. But hey, we had a pretty good weekend, so we'll take it, right? All right. So for this week, I think things are going to change up a little bit. The pattern is going to kind of go to more of a spring-like pattern. It's not going to be really warm, but it's going to be considerably warmer than the last few weeks. So that is a great piece of news for those who don't like all of this snow and ice. So anyhow, here's the GFS run from today, and you can see the high pressure in control of the Ohio Valley, hence the very nice weather that we had today. As we head into the day tomorrow, we've got that first system that's going to kind of streak in from the south, and you notice that it kind of falls apart as it heads into the bluegrass state. It doesn't seem to be able to keep its act together and it falls apart. And then as we head into Tuesday, a stronger system organizes down in the deep south and starts to spread its rain shield northward toward Kentucky. So looks like yet another heavy rain event for Tuesday. And of course the rivers are running pretty high. I think the Kentucky River is right at flood stage right now. The Ohio River's right at flood stage for the first time in 4 years. The Salt River's, I think, close to a record flood stage last I checked. And so we don't really need any more rain, but it looks like we're going to get it anyway, with the GFS putting out some pretty good amounts here as we head into Tuesday. And it looks like that rain will probably last into the wee hours Wednesday morning. And then we get into Thursday, and here comes round number 3 up out of the south. So it looks like the southern branch of the jet is going to remain very active as we go through this upcoming week. But the good news is that unlike the last 3 weeks, we don't have that sub-freezing air in place anymore. And so these systems look to be all rain at this point. And of course, with all this precipitation coming in, every couple of days we get another inch or two of rain, looks like. The rivers will stay high this week, streams will stay high, and hopefully we won't have any severe flooding issues, but definitely keep an eye on that if you live close to a river or stream, because, man, look at that, just copious amounts of precip all the way into the early part of the weekend next weekend. So I guess the highlight for this coming week is going to be wet, warmer but wet. And we can see another area of low pressure moving right overhead on next Saturday. So unsettled weather this week, lots of rain, really wet, but I guess we'll take that over another 16 inches of snow at this point, huh? So and then we get into early next week, and you can see that cold air trying to wrap back around on the back side of that. Now, so again, we don't really have any winter weather to talk about this coming week, but I mentioned, I think it was yesterday, I mentioned quickly that there's some data suggesting that as we go toward the end of the month, that we could have some more cold weather and possibly some more ice and snow. We'll have to keep an eye on it. There's one system diving in from the north around St. Patrick's Day, and you can see it's got some snow in the upper Ohio Valley in this run of the model. Of course, we're getting on out in time. Pretty far here. It's kind of hard to really put a lot of faith in exactly what the model's showing, but we're just kind of trying to pick out pattern here, just trying to kind of look at the trends and what could be coming down the pike, not necessarily specifics, but just a general idea. And then you see yet another system spreading rain and snow here, as the oops, hit the wrong button there. Oh shoot. Anyway, in the Rocky Mountains is what I was trying to get to before I accidentally zoomed in here. So anyhow, hit the wrong button there. Anyway, the point that I was trying to get to, though, is that we have couple of systems that look like they're going to try to stream in from the northwest, and you can see the 5400 line kind of stretched across the state. So with this trough trying to set up here in the eastern U.S., that's a pretty good indicator that maybe the cold weather's not quite done just yet. And so toward the end of the month, we'll keep our eyes out for maybe a little bit more snow and ice activity. Certainly no huge storms showing up right now, but something to keep an eye on as we head toward the end of the month. Usually when we get into the end of March, beginning of April, we have one or two cold snaps before spring comes in full time, and then actually the last several years there's been 2 or 3 occasions where we had a hard freeze in April that killed a lot of fruit trees and things like that. So we know the routine around here. It doesn't really get warm to stay until you get to the middle or latter part of April. So it's nothing unusual to have some more cold air and even some snow at the end of March. We had snow at the end of March last year, but the good news is there's no huge storms showing up on the horizon. And again, for this week, we're just looking at a lot of heavy rain. It's going to stay wet, so I'm going to keep that umbrella with you, keep the rain jacket with you. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually kind of enjoying the 40s and 50s for a change instead of the -10 to 5 above range. It's nice to be back to normal for temperatures. So there you go. That's what it looks like this week. And if I see any changes as far as winter weather toward the end of the month that I'd kind of like to highlight for you, I'll bring that up in another video blog later on. But nothing really crazy going on except for potential flooding this week. So you guys have a good one. Talk to you later.